Welcome back to the Dynasty Football Maniacs. All right, guys. Wow, what a weekend. I mean, it's been a full loaded day for me. I mean, just nonstop running around, acting like a complete fool. Daughter started her singing lessons, piano lessons. Other daughter bought a house. Yeah, I got them that spread out. Yep. And even changing a diaper in between. I don't know how many people live life like that, but I do.
You
Well, I
live on
got
the
it's on the
edge.
edge.
You live on the edge.
When I retire will be the last time well, actually, I'm done be retired when my last one crosses the stage. Yeah, I'll be like 3 years into retirement. I'll be close to 70. I'll be like, damn, gotta slow down. Uh,
Just a little bit.
just a little bit. You gotta leave that to the younger generation to knock it out. All right,
Yeah.
so off to the regular world of fantasy football. I mean, some crazy news, a lot of different articles. You try to figure out what's factual. Nothing's factual until it's in writing and it's finalized. So you'll hear a lot of rumors during these off seasons, and you'll see a lot of actions happen in this off season. Then you wonder what's happening. I think the biggest shock, the biggest change, is the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, they got rid of the coach. They hired Pete Carroll, former Seahawks coach, brought him in. Worked out a deal with Max Crosby, whatever he did. Then he brought in Chip Kelly as the offensive coordinator from Ohio State, and he's kind of beefing that team up. It's going to be exciting to see what the Raiders do. Now, I have read a lot of things and a lot of loopholes. I've read parts where they're thinking about they're going to go after Sam Arnold because he'll become a free agent. I've heard that they're going to draft. Hold, brace yourself. This is an actual article I read. And we don't have to go into discussion. We can just say maybes. But there's a thing they're going to draft Will Howard. Another one I liked was Matt Crosby told them that they needed Najee Harris, and Najee Harris did not get the 5-year deal with Pittsburgh and has not resigned for Pittsburgh. Could become a free agent, and they're offering him a little bit more than what Pittsburgh would offer him. There's a chance that Najee Harris might walk up to Vegas. Now, with all them crazy rumors, I cannot wait to see what unfolds. But the one interesting fact out of that, and a lot of people don't know, it was Chip Kelly's idea to go after Will Howard at Ohio State. Just to let you guys know that Ryan Day did not pull that string until he got there. But enough said, we'll see what happens at the end of the year. I don't think the quarterback room they got, I don't think they'll go for Cam Ward. I don't think they'll go for Saunders. I'll put money on it. But we'll see.
They better not go for Will Howard that damn early. That's ridiculous. They do.
They got what, the 6th pick?
Yeah, that's way too damn high for him.
I don't think so. That's my opinion. But that's your opinion. That's what we got, opinion. So at the end of the day, we'll see what happens at the end of the day.
You love Ohio State.
No, see, I knew you'd go that way, but if it was a Bryce Young, you'd be like, oh, yeah.
Not really.
Oh, you would have been back then. But, hey, we're not here to talk about all that fun stuff. I just wanted to throw out some sarcasm.
No, hang on. No, we are going to talk about some fun stuff. No.
I want to say one more thing about Cowboys. I have one more thing that I got on the news on the Cowboys.
I wasn't even. Okay, go ahead.
All right. I am looking to plan a trip before Jerry Jones sells the team or retires to visit his home in Dallas. I figured in life, if I don't stop by and thank the man for the great things he's done for Dallas to make my team successful, then I have failed the world. So I will definitely make a trip to Dallas. I will definitely holler out to Jerry Jones. Great job. Thank you. As an Eagle fan, this is the greatest moments of my life. As they fail and we succeed, makes me happier every day he's in ownership.
Just remember
as long as that continues, I'm the happiest guy in the world.
Just remember this. 2024 was a good year for you, but I don't see any other good years coming your way for a while.
Wow. I don't see Dallas ever getting off of their feet either. But
you know what? That's fine.
It's all good.
Yeah,
I love Dallas. I'll even bring Austin with me so we can both go to Jerry Jones' house. I mean, you know where we're going to stop, the bedroom.
I already got my trip planned.
Oh, you're going to Jerry Jones by yourself?
Well, it ain't going to be a meet and greet either.
Oh shit! I don't want to be there when we go there. I had no clue that was going to happen.
No,
Oh,
no, but look, what do you think about the SEC and the Big Ten both pushing to try to make the playoffs the 16 team now?
whatever. As long as they play it out on the field, I love it.
It's just
So,
basically at this point in college football, it's just basically the battle between SEC and Big Ten.
that's some truth.
I mean, until the other conferences and schools start actually building their foundation and actually putting some more money into it.
Yep. All right. So let's talk about last year's finishes. Some good topics here now. Remember, me and Austin, we covered the wide receiver rookies last week. We're doing the wide receiver NFL current players. Okay. So it doesn't have any of the rookies in it. And our tiering doesn't go by how they finished last year because, yeah, you would think that would happen. No, it can't happen that way because everybody has an up and down season. Everybody has their day. So what we're going to look at is I'm glad I looked at it before I started hollering off stuff. Hold on one second. We're going to look at the top scorers for wide receivers last year. So very interesting. I always said if he would stay healthy, play the whole entire season, we would see him at the top of wide receiver. And we did this year. So that was Jamar Chase. He finally had a whole healthy season, rocked it out. He was the highest wide receiver. So I never expected anything different than that. I don't think anybody did. I think everybody knew if he could stay healthy a whole season, he would constantly be the guy number one every season. Did you not feel the same way?
Yeah, as long as he stayed healthy, he was definitely going to be number one, honestly. But like you said, the past 2 years, he's missed a pretty good chunk of games. So yeah, if he stayed a whole year, I could see this go into the future too, as long as he stays healthy and Joe Burrow stays healthy.
Yeah, well, he played 17 games, had 1,708 yards, 17 touchdowns, averaged 100 yards a game.
And if
I
I'm
mean, you
not
can ask for a better season. And you know who come in number second for wide receiver? I mean,
if I'm not mistaken, Jamar Chase is actually the Triple Crown winner this year.
I don't know that for a fact, but all I know, who did you think came in second for the highest score? And he was only 1 point different from the other guy.
Was it Justin Jefferson?
Yes. And who's the guy that was 1 point different from him?
Who, Jamar Chase? Or
No,
somebody else?
no, I'm saying the top 2 and 3 are only 1 point away from each
Oh,
other.
top 2 and 3?
Yep.
Mm.
St. Brown.
Is it really?
Yep.
Hmm.
So St. Brown scored a total of 316.18 fantasy points, where Justin Jefferson did 317.48, and Jamar Chase was over 400, 403.
Up and down.
So there's a big difference. But what I do like to see is our number 4. So out of the wide receivers, without looking, which wide receiver rookie was number 4? And I'll give you a hint. It wasn't the Ohio State guy, Marvin Harris, even though I wish it was. It wasn't. So who was it?
There's 2 of them I have in mind.
Okay, give me the one you think made it above the other ones.
And they both went to the same school. God dang it.
Which one do you think it was?
I know one had a super amount of targets, but give me Malik.
Nope, it wasn't Malik. It was the guy with the less target.
Brian.
Brian
Brian
Thomas Jr. was the number 4. And I mean, it was a big difference. It was over. It was
my
14
next
points
guess.
difference between the guys, nearly. So there's actually a player between Malik Neighbors and Brian Thompson. And the player that's between them is the guy that everybody wished would finish in the top 10, but could never finish in the top 10. But this year he finished in the top 10. So for you haters, for you people that gave up on him, like me, that threw him to the back burner and thought he would never succeed at Atlanta, he finally did. Drake London. There you
I
go.
never gave up on him.
Shocker. Oh, you never give up on anybody other than my Marvin Harris. You never even had faith in him.
No, actually, I did. I did because I liked when he was going, and I thought that it was a good fit with Kyler Murray and stuff. But as the season went on,
It wasn't a fit.
They need some more work done.
I'm gonna wear my glasses through this whole thing. You guys are gonna just see the backdraft here. Well, I'm not lifting my shirt up. That's all you don't know. I mean, stop it. All right, there we go. So Terry McLaurin, Washington, right behind Malik Neighbors. So you got Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Brown, Brian Thomas, 4, 5, Drake London, 6, Malik Neighbors, 7, Terry McLaurin, 8, CD Lamb. He finished first last year. 9, Jackson Smith Najigba. He finished 10. Okay, yes, he finished above Decaf and the other guy. So that's pretty impressive. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, he's 9. Let me make sure I'm counting right here, guys. One, I have that special math we won't talk about. Forget the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 9th. And then 10th is Garrett Wilson, another Ohio State wide receiver, great guy at New Jersey. Don't even know how he got 10th with all the quarterback excitement he had. And right behind him is his teammate, Devontae Adams, 11. And then another rookie coming in 12th, Lad McConkey. And then 13 is Jerry Jeudy. Had no doubt Mike Evans would be in the top 20. So 14, Mike Evans. Portland Sutton, 15. DJ Moore, 16. Shocking. T. Higgins, 17. Tyreek Hill, 18. Jacoby Myers is 19. And the 20th wide receiver is A.J. Brown. The ones that were looking out from 20, Jordan Addison from Minnesota, Jamison Williams from Detroit, Nico Collins from Houston, and Juan Jennings from San Francisco. Now, keep in mind, Nico Collins was out for a few games. So, I mean, for his little comeback was pretty good. But for the top 20, that's impressive. Marvin Harris did make it in the top 30. So did DK Metcalf, Xavier Worthy, and Keelan Allen. Now, I'll have this all numbered out so you guys will see the top 30 wide receivers. And I was surprised of a lot of wide receivers making it in the top 30. I expected Puka Nuka, but then I was concerned about the injuries. Devontae Smith is a surprise. I mean, not saying he's not a wide receiver that needs to be up there. He does. He has the talent. I just don't think he ever had the option or really, because A.J. Brown kind of like the way, let's just be honest, sometimes Jalen runs the ball too much. Let's not lie to ourselves about that. But in this case, he didn't this year. What do you think about JSN finishing above DK Metcalf and that high up? Actually, I did not expect that out of him.
No. Well,
I mean,
at this point, Tyler Lockett, his age showed the age.
And we talked about this. Is he going to be the wide receiver 1 or is he the wide receiver 2? So at this point, do you think he is finally taking the role as wide receiver 1?
It depends on if the Seahawks actually keep Metcalf or not. But if Metcalf stays, then I think he'll start off at the beginning of the year as a wide receiver 2, but then he'll probably go on throughout the year and wind up being the wide receiver 1. But it also depends on their quarterback situation too.
So have they officially signed T. Higgins to any contract yet, or is it still up for grabs?
No, but
he played under a franchise tag last year.
Yeah, well, they haven't signed him yet, but they're also talking about they could franchise tag him again.
I thought they were only allowed to franchise tag them once.
You can
Then they
franchise.
can franchise tag them the second year, but if another team offers them more money, he can leave.
Yes, and when you sign the franchise tag in for a second year, the money goes up instead of being like last year. It'll go up than whatever it was when they
Higgins
franchise
would carry
tagged
a
him last
1-year
year.
salary of $26.17 million, where he would play out 2025 on a franchise tag.
Yeah, just bump that up a little bit more.
Right now, he's considered the number one target for free agency.
Which is crazy because the Bengals have plenty of cap. I don't understand. Like, I get it, you got to pay Jamar Chase, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure that you can make room and negotiate with both of them and get something done.
So, what do you think the actions are going to happen with Devontae Adams? You think he's going to stay with the Jets, or is he gone too?
I think he's gone too. I think the Jets finally woke up and realized that this was a bad idea, so they're getting rid of a lot of Aaron Rodgers' ideas that he brought in there.
I think, honestly, looking at it, I think the best team that got the best bang of their buck this year in the draft was Jacksonville when they picked up Brian Thomas Jr. Because I don't think we're going to see Brian Thomas Jr. falter. I don't think we're going to see him drop off as long as he stays healthy. Whoever they put under center is going to rock.
I mean, look how he played even with Mac Jones starting. I mean,
as long as you can get the ball to him, he's going to bring it in.
Exactly. So
the same way, and see, this is something else you got to think about. We say that about him. Let's not discredit Malik Neighbors. Look at the stuff he had to deal with. He dealt with more tragedy than Brian Thomas.
Yeah,
and
but
he was still able to bring it in.
Yeah, because they were basically trying to kill Malik Neighbors with as many targets as they were giving him.
Well, it's not just that; it's the quarterback skill.
He was basically their whole offense.
Yeah, but the quarterback skill, what Brian Thomas had, Mac Jones is better than any of the backups that New York Giants had.
He had 170 targets. They are really going to kill him if they do that again next year.
That is true. I mean, well, Jamar Chase had 175 targets. I mean,
yeah, but this is a rookie we're talking about.
Doesn't matter.
They need more help.
You're in the pros. I mean,
that kind of matters, but
I mean, look at how many targets Jamar Chase gets every year since he's been in the league. Same with Justin Jefferson. They're always over the 150 mark. They're always them guys. Usually, your top 5 wide receiver will be 100.
But you got to look at the quality of targets. You can't just look at the number and say, "Oh, well, they got this much." You got to look at the quality of targets. Jamar Chase has Joe Burrow, which he throws beautiful ball. When Malik Neighbors was dealing with that trash down there, and they were basically throwing the balls and basically putting in the places where they were trying to kill him. Those 170 targets are not healthy for that man, especially with the people at center.
Yeah, so out of 170, Malik Neighbors caught 109 of them. Jamar Chase, on the other hand, 175, he caught 127. So, yeah, the ball target's a lot different. So, yeah, you throw the ball to him 170 times, doesn't mean he catches it 170 times. He averaged 80 yards per game, where Jamar Chase averaged 100.5 and Justin Jefferson averaged 90.2. Everybody up between Malik Neighbors only averaged a little over 75 or right under 75. So Malik Neighbors falling in at 7. I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying when you're looking at that. So with the ranking part of it, we can both all safely say, no matter how you look at it, there's 2 for sure that I agree with Austin on. And really all 3 of them I do that he had as a tier 1. I don't know. I definitely would not throw no rookies in a tier 1 right this yet because it's their first year. I don't think that's really the way to roll. I do think Brown needs to be up there for another great season. I want to look at one thing real quick before we make that decision. I believe he finished top 3 the last 2 years. ever since he's been a rookie. So let's look at his career.
Who, A.J. Brown?
No,
Oh, okay.
Brown from Detroit. I wouldn't put AJ.
Oh, Moss Brown.
Yeah.
Well, there's multiple Browns. You gotta.
I gotta be Antonio Brown is who I'm talking about. Who's you thinking about?
You said Antonio Brown?
Yeah, why not? Can't he be in a tier one?
Antonio Brown doesn't even play in the NFL anymore.
In my eyes, he's always played. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. Calm down.
Ralph, what's in that cup of yours?
I'm drinking heavy stuff right now. You just calm down over there.
You clearly.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, let's see here. I am looking at Mr. Brown here for 24. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think at this point in time, we shouldn't do him. Amon St. Brown is who I'm talking about, everybody, for the Lions. I think he honestly deserves a spot with tier one. The last 3 seasons, he has finished top 3. And the season before, he was top 10. His rookie season, he was top 21. I mean, the guy is phenomenal. I mean,
the only reason why I don't put him in the tier one is because all them great years that you named off, Ben Johnson was the offensive coordinator.
that doesn't, yeah.
Ben Johnson is not going to be there anymore. There's
Yeah,
there's no telling what this offense is going to look like.
the guy was talented. I just
Talented, yes, I get that, but Ben Johnson also had a lot to do with it, especially with the development.
Then that argument would go with CD Lamb. I mean, he was what 22, 19, 5, 1, 8. I mean,
no, it doesn't. He did pretty good with the same offensive coordinator that we have now.
He didn't have the same offensive coordinator since
Last
2000.
year.
Yeah. Well, I just,
we're not talking about last year's. We're talking
I'm talking about player
future.
ability. If I'm drafted, I would like me some Brown, St. Brown. I'm just saying he should be a tier one.
I get it. I mean, if I'm up in the mid first round, I would pick him too. But putting him at tier one, I just can't do it because I just don't know how that offense is going to look.
Yeah, I can't make a judgment like that. I think that's not doing justice to the fantasy world. And especially if we're going to put
offensive
CD.
coordinators are really key to fantasy world. And
well, I've seen horrible offensive coordinators and people do successful. So sometimes the player.
It depends, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, and I think he's that player. I do not think he'll finish under the top 10 next year.
Well, let's see. I'm talking about next year, anyways. That's the reason why I just.
Well, then if you're talking about next year, anyways, you should put CD Lamb up in tier one.
Well, you have to because when Dak's healthy, they have he was number one last year when Dak was healthy.
Well, you keep dreaming it's going to be healthy, but that's not going to happen.
Okay.
So you just can't do that.
I'm not going to do that.
I just think that's a horrible thing you do.
Well, that's fine.
Well, in my tier one, he would be my tier one. I'm going to go ahead and drop him to 2, but I won't drop him any lower than 2. That's ridiculous. Because the guy is out better than most of these guys. So if you have him less than 2, then that's horrifying. I mean, but you don't. You do have him in your tier 2. But still, I think as a person drafting, I would draft him over CD Lamb any day. I wouldn't even waste my money on CD Lamb. But that's me. That's my prerogative. I've never drafted him, so I don't know. All right, I'll let you have this one. This is one I'll let you have. But as a fantasy guy, I'm looking at him like he finished top 3 the last 2 years previous. This year he finished 5. Previous year he finished 10. The year before that, 20. CD Lamb does not have the stats this kid has. And he says it's going to be offensive coordinator. Let's prove him wrong next year. Brown, do your job next year. You do your job next year, we don't have this argument.
He better be in the top 3 again this coming year.
If he's even in the top 5, he should be a tier 1.
Nah, I don't know about that.
So how many games did he play last year?
See, we're talking about in the future, though. We keep bringing up the past.
Yeah, but the past matters to the point because that's how you rank them.
I rank these by the future, not by what they did last year. This is for how I think they are this coming up year. And with the situations and offensive coordinators and head coaches changes and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the only one you don't have that I do have up there. Wow, you don't even have him in your rankings. Jesus. Hater. Really? You don't have him in your rank?
Who?
JSN. Oh, there he is. I was about to say.
I do.
Yeah, you and me are fixing to have a conversation because I just disagree with you. I'm going to put him at 2 anyway. No, I have him at 3, but I'm just saying. Jesus. All right. All right, let's go on. Hey, as I say, guys, I'm gonna be a team player this time because Austin's gave on me in the past. I'll be a team player. Just saying. Don't overlook Brown this year. If you have a chance to draft him, draft him.
Yeah, I mean, I never said overlook him either. I mean, I'm going to draft
If
Amon
he's
St. Brown if he's going to be in the middle of the round. I'm definitely going to pick him. I ain't going to let him pass. I
I
would
would
still
definitely
like him
pick him
as
over
number
CD
1.
Lamb.
Yes, we get it. Let's move on.
All right. So the next one, we'll have Brown starting off the group. The next one is Brian Thomas Jr. for Jacksonville. I think he deserves it because I think he's going to have a bang-up year next year. And I also believe Malik Labor should be there. And depending on, going to be interesting what Giants do, but even with what he dealt with last year, I don't see we're going to see him falter much. I honestly think it's going to be exciting. And I'm definitely looking forward to what he does next year with whoever they put at quarterback realm there at New York. Next one, I do agree with Nico Collins. Why do I agree with Nico Collins? And he didn't finish that high this year. He didn't finish that high because of injuries. Just like some of the other guys that we got at number 1 tier, they didn't always finish in the top 10, and a lot of it's due to injury. And some of them we know if they never had the injuries, they would be definitely in that area. So honestly, I think if nothing else, it might be another year, but I believe we'll both be saying that he belongs a tier 1 because he does have that capability and that I believe there's a chance he could become a number 1 tier 1 wide receiver. Puka Nuka, he's done his job. He's been doing his job. Yes, he faltered a little bit with injuries one year. Not very long. He popped right back in there. He didn't do too hot this year, but he did a lot better. Definitely would be one of my top receivers in the draft. I mean, I have a lot of faith in him. With Cooper Kupp being moved on, he brings out a lot more of a potential of a good draft pick. So I would definitely be looking at him. So I think that I'm good with that whole little 5-man group there. Do you have any complaint with that?
No, I'm good with that.
All right. So the next one, JSN, I definitely believe is a tier 3, if not a tier 2. I don't think he's got that status yet because he's played behind 2 great wide receivers for a while. But as they age and he has more opportunities, he's definitely leading the room. I don't see why we would not have him in a tier 3 spot. And right behind him, I would also have Garrett Wilson. Now, Garrett Wilson was in my top 2 last year. The reason why I took him out is I downplayed him a little bit this year because it seemed like he did have some struggles. But we'll see what comes next. With that being said, I also believe Devontae Adams still needs to be up there until we see where he settles. Because Devontae Adams always finishes in the top 15. I mean, at the end of the day, when has he haven't? I mean, I know you say Aaron Rodgers, but he doesn't. He's done good without Aaron Rodgers. I don't know why he keeps following Aaron Rodgers around, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore. Then
I
the next one I have is Lad McConkey, which I need to look at your list and see what you have. Hold on.
I have Lad up in there.
I don't know why my list is copying the name over twice. It's like I got it written in there twice or something in my header. Hold on here, Liz. Let's see what I got going on. Yeah, let me bring up your list. So you got Lad McConkey, you have Garrett Wilson, you have JSN.
Yeah, the other one I just don't have is Devontae, but I'm willing to throw him in there.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna put Drake London in there, you're gonna put Devontae in there. I'm good with that. Drake London finally had his day, and do I think he's gonna have another day? I think he could possibly have another year. I think we got one more year, Drake London. I don't know who the quarterback of Atlanta will steadily be next year. That's a good question.
It'll be Michael Phoenix.
You believe that they're going to just go ahead and pass Kirk Cousins off right then? I don't think they will.
I think they already have.
We
did.
say that.
They did it last year, and he actually did pretty good.
Yeah, he was injured, so
He wasn't injured. He wasn't injured. He just sucked.
Before we say that out loud,
I just said it out loud.
Yeah, but let's talk the truth and fact.
I am talking truth and fact.
I'm looking up Kurt Cobain. Hold on.
Kurt Cobain?
Better news about him.
I don't see how. He's been dead for a while.
Well, so you got a 4-year, 100. Signed 180 in March. Contract expiring. Cousin was signed for 180 million. Contract's 100 guaranteed and 50. It's a lot of dead cap. Oh, Jesus, they do that.
There have been talks of going ahead and doing it, though.
They could. It mentions they could, but then they also say they could also draft Will Howard, and you laugh at that. So let's just wait and see it happen. Same news organization.
Okay.
So let's go.
That's the reason why I don't look at that.
We don't look at ESPN or USA Today or anybody like that now. Oh, falsified. Even the NFL says it. So,
yeah,
all right.
Will Howard is
whatever.
He'll be
That's
a third rounder.
Your opinion. Actually, let's make that a wager. I'm willing to take some of your Coke money. Let's do a Coca-Cola.
Okay, that's fine.
You say third round. I think he'll go before the third round. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
All right. Everybody out there heard that he'll have to buy me a Coca-Cola, and I want a 20 ounce. I don't want no little can Coca-Cola, man. I want a full 20 ounce.
I'll give you a whole damn 2-liter.
Oh shit! Don't do that because then I'll be an alcoholic that day. All right, let's get back to the rankings here. Now, the one I didn't have in there also that he has, I noticed, is T. Higgins. I honestly agree with him. I'll put T. Higgins in there. I have T. Higgins in 4, but yeah, in reality, if T. Higgins goes somewhere else by himself, oh yeah, he's not gonna be. If I hear that he's got put on another team, he will run up my draft board quickly. I mean, it wouldn't be like a blink of my eye. It would be like it'd be a twitch of my eye, and I spelled his name wrong. It's spelled Higgins, not Diggins. All right. Jeez. All right. So let's hold up here now. All right. We got Jackson Smith. I just say JSN. Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, Lad McConkey, Drake London, T. Higgins. Who else did you have that I didn't have? That's everybody. Oh, you got Mark. Okay, I'll let you do that. I'm cry about that one.
Yeah, I got Marvin in 3rd.
I appreciate the love, man. So I'm gonna
just
put
makes
him in.
sense.
I didn't have him that high up for reasons that I didn't know what was happening with Kyle Murray. So, oh, you got AJ Brown in there too. So let's do this here. Yeah, AJ. I don't know why I left AJ Brown out of there. Much as he's done for Philadelphia, I mean that should be common sense. I'm slacking. I'm over here looking up Kurt Cobain. Put old Phillies guy in there. All right. So now we got tier 3, 2, 3. Wow, we're moving along. Tier 3, Jesus. All right, let's just stop a minute, guys. Let's take a break. Let's look at what we got. We got 1, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CD Lamb. I can't really disagree with that. I would put CD Lamb in my 1, even though I feel like Brown should be up there with him. At the end of the day, I would put CD Lamb. Would I pick Brown over CD Lamb? Yeah. Number 2, St. Brown. St. Brown, not Antonio Brown, not A.J. Brown. St. Brown from Detroit. Brian Thompson Jr., Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins, Puka Nuka. A lot of young flesh blood up there in the 2. It sounds like I'm doing something with these guys. Fresh blood up in the 2. I mean, I'm not touching their 2. Could be. I mean, I don't know where that went. Number 3, I don't know. I do call them 2. I do call mine a 2. No, could be a 2. Number 3 is Jackson, JSN's, JSN, Jesus. Not Jesus. Jesus is not in the tier 3. JSN from Seattle. Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, Lad McConkey, Drake London, T. Higgins, Marvin Harris Jr., and A.J. Brown. All right. So now let's do tier 4. Do you think anybody else needs to be put in that group?
No, I think we should just leave it as it is.
You got someone hollering in your background?
No, not that I know of. I don't see anybody.
Okay. Maybe I'm hearing stuff. All right. So the next one I got is we're going into tier 4. So tier 4, we got Rashee Rice is who you have. I'm looking at your list.
Yeah, Rice.
Oh, he didn't even finish because he didn't play.
No, he got hurt.
Yeah.
But, obviously coming back, being with Patrick Mahomes, that's just the only reason why I got him up there. If he wasn't with Patrick Mahomes, then he probably wouldn't be up there for me.
All right. So Rashee Rice, Zay Flowers. Ooh, that's high for Zay Flowers. This guy has never finished in the top 25 repeatedly. All right, you got Zay Flowers. He was ranked 25th as wide receiver. Year before that, 31. I think that's a little high, but whatever. We'll go ahead and put him there. I mean, that'd be your forte if that's who you want. Me, I probably would not be looking at him at that time. I'd probably be looking at some of these other guys before I'd pick up Zay Flowers. But yeah, Devontae Smith, definitely tier 4. Rashee Rice, I think when he comes back fully healthy, I think we're going to see some excitement with him. I look forward to it. I don't have no hesitation. He's going to be throwing some things around. I don't know how long we keep Zay Flowers up there because this last year it was 31, this year's 25. You can't get any better than that. I mean, kind of start. Well, I mean, we're already down to tier 4. I mean, it can't be that critical, right? Could be critical, but not that critical. So let's look at the rest of these bad boys we got here. We got Devontae Smith. I do agree with that. Philly. And then we also have Rome Odunze. I do believe Rome Odunze will be a good wide receiver. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't know. Let's look him up a little bit more detailed here. Hold on a minute. Why do you have him in your tier? What made you want to put him there?
Who, Roman Dunze?
Yeah.
I just think that he's going to be. I think him and Caleb Williams are going to have a little bit of a better rapport between them two, and the future with Kenyon Allen and with Chicago is still kind of up in the air at the moment.
So this is, I'll let this be Austin's sleeper. Me, I don't think it's going to happen. You have DJ Moore ahead of him. You also have Keenan Allen still playing. So I don't think he's going to be your shining knight, but it's always good to have a dark horse that is a high potential. And he is a high potential of taking that lead. I just don't think it's going to be this year. Terry McLaurin, I think he'll have another good year with Jaden. But I also think they're going to be looking for their next wide receiver. So he's going to enjoy it while he can. And as long as he's healthy, he's going to be there. Jordan Addison, what an impressive guy. He's really turned things around for himself at Minnesota. Definitely holding in on his own. I do agree that he needs to be a tier 4. DJ Moore and DK Metcalf, both senior wide receivers, both had a respectful year this year. I could not disagree anymore that they're a tier 4. DK could be stepping back and JSN should be taken forward, but doesn't mean you can't still put them up that high on tier scale. And Chris Olave, I definitely believe he stays healthy. He could be really a top wide receiver. And I can't believe our list is still going on. We got a lot of wide receivers up here. That's usually how it is. There is always a bunch of wide receivers, is it not, Austin? I mean, it's hard not to name a lot of these guys. It's hard to narrow down the wide receivers because the funny thing about wide receivers is this. There's a group, and a very slim group, and that group ain't very solid either. So you can't say, 100 positive they're going to finish in the top 3.
Yeah, that's a pretty big class.
Injuries take everything. And both of them that are up in all 3 of them that's in the top has been injured and been at the bottom. It can happen anytime. Now, wide receivers, usually in a fantasy league, you always have 2 spots, and a lot of times people fill them up in flex because there's not as many running backs. So you're always going for the next thing that's next suitable position. You're going to pick wide receivers over tight ends most of the time. In some cases, there's some tight ends out there that would be higher up than a wide receiver, depending on who you're grabbing, who you're putting in that place. I don't know if, I would definitely put him in tier 4. What am I saying? I'd lie to you if I said I wouldn't. So I'm not even going to argue with you. I wanted to, but then I was like, that'd be just stupid for me to say that because actually, out of all your guys you got listed, that was a definite for me. Jaden Waddle, definitely had him in my tier 4, even though I was fixing to argue with Austin because I like to have that discussion with Austin. And then I was like, out of all the players I'm going to pick, that's the guy I want to argue with, the one I already have in tier 4. There's so many others on this list that we can argue about, and I'm going to go, let's pick on him. George Pickens, he was in my tier 5, but I'm fine with putting him in tier 4 because he is respectful, and I think he is a good wide receiver. I do think Xavier Worthy's a little bit better than him. But with that being said, I think Xavier Worthy had a chance to prove a little bit more this year. But with Ricey Rice coming back, I don't think he's going to get as much excitement as he did previously. But that's to be said. The next guy is, we can't forget the great Tyreek Hill. Even though we think he faltered a little bit, he fell off his edge, he's really not. Any given moment, he could say, I'm done, and he'll be done. He's that guy that would do that. Brandon Ayuk, I do believe that he should be still ranked. I'm fine with putting him in a tier 5. And that's funny. They signed that big contract and there he is, Don't know what to say. Jamison Williams. No doubt. As long as you can behave, young man. Behave. Oh, that's easy to do. He doesn't get hurt. No, he doesn't get hurt. He just likes to do things he shouldn't do. And I wish he would stop. And just start doing right, because he's a great wide receiver. And you hurt me every time you do something silly. Jerry Jeudy. Definitely still in my top. And the next one is Jaden Reed from Green Bay. Yeah, I believe that is Green Bay's wide receiver one right now. There's potentials for others, but I'd have to think. I do respect Austin putting both of these guys in a tier 5. I don't know if I would have. Mike Evans, a definite. But then after I'm thinking about it, that is silly for me to even think that because actually, if Chris Godwin never got hurt, he would have scored higher. So I'm so disrespectful. So yeah, we'll go ahead and throw Chris Godwin in there. All right. So man, our list getting large again. Portland Sutton, definitely. Man, still rocking it out. And I love the idea you put Jalen McMillan in here from Tampa Bay. Let's not disrespect him because I mean, when the other guys were hurt, he came in and he did his job. He says, "Hey, I'm here. I'm ready to help." And Baker found him, right? So definitely jumping up and down. Josh Downs. Ugh. Let's take a step back here. Let's look at this one. Now, all these excited me that he had, but we get to Josh Downs, and I'm not just criticizing Austin's list. Austin came to this show a little bit better prepared than I did. I'm just running off the hip, shooting 2 6-shooters and something in the middle. Hmm, let's see here. No, we can't do that. Austin, I gave you the upper edge. You can't make me put him in a tier. You can't do that. I'll fine we'll put him in the next tier, but not tier 5. Come
What's
on.
that?
I mean, look at his. Look at his. I know you're talking about the future,
But
but I don't think
We got Jalen McMillan
he did a
in
better
tier
performance.
5, but Josh Downs had a better fantasy wide receiver year. Jalen McMillan finished number 5.
All right, here you guys go. Another dark horse from the great Austin. He's giving you guys a couple dark wide receivers. These guys will be surprises and could possibly be the guys. Um, hey, the more you get in there, the more you're going to get right? uh, it's hard to write their teams in here because some of these I wonder if they're even going to be on them teams next year. Sitting here looking at them, and some of these guys, I might just take the teams out. What do you think?
No, they'll still be there for a little bit, like maybe another year.
No, I'm talking about. I don't think some of these players are going to be at their teams for another respectful year.
I think. Well,
do you think Devontae Adams will be?
Devontae, he's up in the air. I really don't know if you should put a team on him right now. Sutton, I'm a little bit more comfortable with him. Probably.
Oh yeah, he's a senior
and staying with the Broncos, but Devontae Adams, he's a real question. Honestly, all the free agents that we talk about there, I wouldn't really put a team on them until they make a decision or whatever the team decides to do.
They're not really free agents yet, but they're getting closer.
Well, man, they will be in March, so I mean, you might as well just say they are.
We got to be that technical. We got 10 days.
Well, you're technical, so figured I need to do that.
No, because you're technical. You'd be agreeing with me more often.
No, sometimes somebody's got to be smart.
Wow. Well, if you were smart, you know that he'd be going. Let's say.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your record in Dynasty?
What? Huh?
What was your record in Dynasty again?
I won a championship in one league.
Dynasty?
Not a Dynasty. No.
Okay.
But in fantasy.
We're talking about.
We're talking about
Dynasty.
No, we're talking about all together. This
is Dynasty ranking right now. So
no. I'm considering this redraft.
No, you can't do that. This is a Dynasty. It's literally in our name.
Doesn't mean it's technically.
It's literally in our name.
Oh man, I'm messing with you. I was going to ask you who he played with. I know who he plays with. He plays with Indianapolis.
He sure does.
And I know someone's and honestly, I think that team is still question mark on quarterback, and I think once the quarterback is determined, we're gonna see. All right, so that's a lot right there. So right now we got at 5 Xavier Worthy, Tyreek Hill, Brandon Ayuk, Williams, Jerry Duty, Jaden Reed, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Cortland Sutton, Jalen McMillan, and Josh Downs. I think I'm good with that list. I think adding any more is just too much. Shakir, starting off tier 1. Oh, not tier 1.
Wait
Tier 6.
A minute, what?
I got you thinking. Michael Pittman Jr. I think we kind of like downgraded him this year, but all right, I'm good with that. Keenan Coleman. Jesus. Yes, I agree. He's a tier 6. Dab, Samuel Jr. Senior. Yes. Debo. Yes, I believe it's tier 6. And Ricky Pearsall. I think we'll skip him for right now. Jacoby Myers, I agree, is a 6. Yeah, we'll give Jacoby Myers a 6, definitely. He might need to be a little higher than that, but starting off this year, we'll remember, guys, as the draft unfolds, the teams settle, the free agency settle, we see where these team players are at, what's going on, who's their quarterbacks, who their offensive coordinators are. Daryl Mooney, I agree, should be a tier 6 or at least a tier 7. I'm fine with putting him in 6. Rashid Shaheed, definitely a 6. And Juan Jennings, he could possibly be a 5, but we could put him in 6. I would have him as a 5, but I'm fine with setting him at 6. Stephon Diggs, I can't believe we dropped him that low, really.
Well, it's only because he's coming back from a significant injury for his age. That's really the only reason.
Yeah, okay. Tank Dell. Let's throw Tank Dell and Ricky Pearsall in tier 7, starting them off. And then I'll cover your entire tier 6 list. Tank Dell, and then I'll get into who I think should be in here. Because, I mean, you pretty much named off tier 6, and I'm pretty good with that, except for them two. I think they need to drop down. The reason why I put Tank Dell down to 7 is, one, we got to see what all happens with the front end. Now, there's a possibility Stephon Diggs won't be back with Houston next year. And as Austin did point out, he had a significant injury. It's a big question mark. I think Tank Dell could have done more. He did have his hiccups, but he did better than what I also expected. So there's still a high potential. Ricky Pearsall, I know he recovered from an injury, and I have a lot of high regard for Pearsall, and I think he's going to end up doing pretty good. But right now, I think it's safely put him in a tier 7 to lead that off. Now, out of them two, who else do you think would belong with them in a tier 7? Who have we left out? Do you need me to read the list to you, or you pretty much know who's been left out and who you would add?
Man, I have an idea of who we should throw in there.
Give me one for tier 7.
What do you think about Romeo Dobbs?
Yes, I agree with you. For tier 7, he could be the next Green Bay guy. Romeo Dobbs, 3rd year with Green Bay. Definitely had a pretty decent season so far. Let's see what his record is. Yeah, tier 7 fits him perfect. And I don't really see much more out of that. Looking at the overall list, it seems like we're missing some people here that might need to be included that we didn't even think about including, and maybe they should be higher or lower. I don't think we're going to put them any higher. I think we're going to probably keep them where they're at. So you pretty much don't think Xavier Liggett should be in the tier 7?
No, I think he should.
Okay, I'm good with that. I think he has a high potential.
What do you think about Rashad Bateman?
Tier 7, yeah, I can see that. I can't really put Tyler Lockett or Mario Cooper. I think they're kind of like on their last come around. You said Rashad Bateman. Oh, he finished better than the other guy we got up there. So I mean, yeah, definitely, I can handle that because he's steady. He's average. He's a good guy to have on your bench. Get you through hard times when you need it, especially as way wide receivers been going down lately.
Hmm.
But he's also one of them that likes to be injured. So this is going on his 6th season. He's already played 5 seasons. Only one time did he ever get above top 50. That was last year. He scored 40. So something neat about wide receivers, you got to always look at. They're going to have that year when they just blow out. And I think right now, with him being where he's at and he's moving slowly up, I think we're getting closer to see him either peak or literally drop off. So next year, you're either going to see him peak or drop off in the next few years. That's what I see Rashad Bateman. So yes, I feel safe putting him into tier 7 and seeing where that goes. It'd be a good bet. There's probably another peak season in him. Another good wide receiver that I don't think we should overlook, and he did a lot better than Pearsall, but Pearsall was injured. I do like him a little bit, but he's a question mark. Dante Von Wicks for Green Bay, tier 7. What do you think?
Oh, Devontae Wicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with
He's a young guy, good possibility. He has a good upside. Definitely would like to throw him out there in tier 7. And then I think we'll probably add one more guy and then call it in. Let's make sure we got everybody on the front part of this. Sorry, guys, getting sleepy. No, we got everybody here. We got Keenan. Did we name Keenan Allen? Don't tell me we forgot Keenan Allen.
No, we only mentioned him in a conversation when we had earlier.
Oh, we can't put him in no tier 7. And he's got another season. Let's add him to tier 6. We got one space up there. That's a guy we got to. He's just equivalent as Josh Downs or any of them guys. And I think it would be very wrong if we left him out. Hell, if I was putting money on him, I'd put more money on him than I would Steve on Diggs. So Keenan Allen. Sorry about that. I felt like we were missing someone out of that bunch. But looks like we got, wow, we didn't even cover Calvin Ridley. We'll put him in tier 7.
Yeah, I have him as tier 7 as well.
All right, we'll drop him to tier 7. We got Jordan Addison covered. Jacomo. Okay, all these guys up here is covered. All right, so everybody in the top 30. Oh wow. I didn't realize Jalen Tolbert did that good this year. Did you?
That's pretty good. I watched him, so I saw his progression over the year.
How about we do this? We put Alec Pierce and him in tier 7 and call it a day. Both of them would deserve a spot. And then everybody can argue and say, what is these guys smoking? Because it seems like they missed a lot more than that. But you know what? Wide receivers are so many. And we're only going to tier 7. And we can argue and fight all day on who belongs. Because really 6, 7, anything past 5 is pretty much, to me, is equal. Any of them are probably better than others. And really, it's your forte of who you want. And I forgot the second guy, Tolbert, because I liked where he landed. And we're going to copy him and add him to that. So let's see. Just to let you guys know how many wide receivers me and Austin just went through. And you're like, well, you guys didn't sound like you guys talked much. We did. We talked too much. We are looking at 58 wide receivers. Tell us we didn't cover some wide receivers. So, yeah, you might not agree where we placed them at in the tiering list. You might say we put too many up there. I don't think you could go wrong with 58 wide receivers. I think that's plenty of wide receivers being named in a starting tier list for the season. Definitely Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, and St. Brown, top guys. But we got St. Brown in tier 2. You notice how I did that right there. Brian Thompson Jr., Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins, and Apuka Nuka. And then right behind them guys in tier 3, we got Jason, JSN, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, Lad McConkey, Drake London, T. Higgins, Marvin Harris Jr., and AJ Brown. Now, I honestly had Marvin Harris in my 4, but since I'm a Marvin Harris lover and Austin already had him in 3, I was happy to put him in 3. I wasn't going to debate that with him. But if it was his player, I'd have been like arguing with him the whole time. We would have been just going back and forth because that's me. Rocky Ross, number 4. Zay Flowers, also in tier 4 with Devontae Smith, Rome Duze, Terry McLaurin, Jordan Addison, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf, oh God, Jesus, Chris Olave. Olave, God, my tongue. Oh, I should never do that live on camera.
No, don't.
Ban that. George Pickens, Jalen Waddle. Number tier 5, we got Xavier Worthy, Tyreek Hill, Brandon Ayuk, Jamison Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Jaden Reed, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Cortland Sutton, Jalen McMillan, and Josh Downs. Running into 6, we got Secure, Michael Pittman, Keenan Coleman, Debo Samuel, Jacoby Myers, Cooper Kupp, Darnell Mooney, Rashid Saeed, Juan Jennings, and Stephon Diggs, along with Keenan Allen. And 7, rounding off our 7, this has been our little thing through this whole little role we've been going through, is Tank Dell, Ricky Purcell, Romain Dobbs, Xavier Liggett, Ronche Bateman, Dante Vion Wicks, Calvin Ridley, Alec Pierce, and Jalen Tolbert. I hope you guys come away with something. Dynasty is just a blast. You can also use this to redraft. A lot of you guys got startups coming up. We also know that a lot of free agency is going to open up in March. Pay attention. See how the cards fall, where they go. Combine's around the corner too. Definitely going to get exciting to see where these rookies are going to start landing. You're going to start getting a better idea of who's going to be taking what. I'm afraid I'm going to say this wrong, and I hope Austin corrects me really quick. But is it really true the Titans have the first pick?
It's true.
Okay, I really thought I had a dream about it, and I want to make sure I wasn't dreaming.
No, no, you're not dreaming. It's real.
And they got that because they were losers, or did they get that because of a trade?
They were losers.
Okay. Well, yeah. Look, guys, you get to just one more season, and then you could have traded up for a quarterback without trading up.
You live and you learn.
You live and you learn. I know a good quarterback for you guys. Just call me up. I'll give you my advice. I guarantee you, whatever I do for you, the Titans, you're just right down the road from me. I would lead your team to victory. I think everybody you hire is losers.
They can go.
And I would be your head coach, and I would hire Austin as my offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator.
They could hire Sam Darnold.
You think they should go after Sam Arnold?
Yeah, I mean, I think they should.
I mean, anything's better than Will Levis.
Well, Sam Arnold ain't that bad a quarterback. I mean, you're sitting here.
No, that's the reason why I say they need to go get him.
All right. If you guys like the content, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And what do you always say, Austin?
Make sure you share it, because sharing is caring.
That's right. Next week we'll discuss. All right, so we done covered wide receiver, running back, tight ends, or tight end. Ooh, tight ends. We're going to cover the tight ends. Tough men. Big old tight ends. Don't forget the like button and subscribe. Sharing is caring. All right.